Okay, so for your practical, you will need to plan 4 advanced resistance methods, but the assessor will only see 2 of these. The assessor will choose which ones that you're actually going to use on the day. We'll start with a basic set, also known as a multiple set. So this one can be done for strength, endurance or hypertrophy, so do refer back to your power pyramid. So for example, we're going to do 12 reps today on a basic set for hypertrophy. The idea with this, it's more like your level 2 where you would do a set of 12 and then you would recover for 60 seconds and then you'd repeat. The more advanced methods, we have endurance based, it tends to be supersets and pyramids and things like that. So supersets are 2 exercises back to back with no rest in between. This can be agonist. For example, I could do a bicep curl with a barbell and I could go and do some pull-ups. They both target the biceps. I could also do an agonist-antagonist. So this would be, I would do a barbell bicep curl and then I might move into an overhead tricep press with dumbbell. Opposing muscle group. So you would go, we're going to do supersets, 2 exercises back to back, no rest. What we're going to do today is bicep curls, straight away followed by overhead tricep. I'll give you a demonstration now. Okay, the benefits of this are it is time efficient and increased overload for that client because we're taking out that rest period. Triceps. Triceps are not on your list, but I do want to cover some of the ones that it's still important to be aware of them. They are actually in your manuals. So you do have a set list in your lap of the ones that you can choose from. Triceps are an extension of your supersets, so that could be 3 exercises back to back with no rest. So for example, you could do 3 chest exercises, a press up, a chest press and some flies. Again, increased overload and more time efficient. You can also add on to that and do a giant set. So a giant set, basically 4 or more exercises back to back, no rest. And that would be, for example, the legs. We could do leg extension, leg curl, adductors and abductors. Massively increased overload and definitely time efficient again. Pre-exhaust is in here. So pre-exhaust is isolation followed by compound. So if we just imagine that one, so if we did a pec fly, so isolation is where there's only one joint moving. So if there's only one joint moving, there's only really one main muscle group that's actually doing that work. So if we think about the pec fly, we do that to failure. We wipe out the pectorals, which is muscle A. So when we then go on to do the compound exercise for the same area, for example, a chest press, muscle A is fatigued. So it's actually about muscle B, the synergist, the helper muscles, which have to do the work. So pre-exhaust, isolation followed by compound, is actually about making the synergist pop out a little bit more. It's not necessarily directly all about the agonist. Next method, which is on your list, so really good method to use, really versatile method to use and very simple to apply in terms of your practical. We have different types of pyramids. I'm just going to focus on ascending and descending, which are the most common, or you could do a full pyramid. For your assessment, really, one or the other. So pyramids are where the weight increases, the reps decrease. So when we're talking about ascending or descending, it's actually the load that we're talking about. Descending, obviously the weight would come down and the reps would go up. Really simple ways to do that would be to have 3 weights on the floor in ascending order. Doesn't matter which exercise you do, because remember level 3 is all about the method and its application as opposed to the exercises themselves. So you could do, for example, a nice basic goblet squat. What would we expect to hear from you? We're doing pyramids today. We're doing ascending pyramids. What's going to happen is, as we work up through the weights, the reps are going to drop down. For example, you're going to do 8 kilos and 12 reps. You're then going to go to 10 kilos and 10 reps. You're then going to go to 12 kilos and 8 reps. The reason we do this is it uses a mixture of all different muscle fibre types. So pyramids are excellent for a warm-up, but also for a client that just wants a general conditioning. Now, every single method we talk about can be tweaked in terms of rep, sets and rest in the same way as you did at level 2. But ideally, we're talking about the method, and this method is more of an endurance-based method.